viewers, you're welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Équinoxe Television, live from my headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am Babla Jonathan. In our top stories in this edition of news, 16 Catholic bishops urged the President of the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Biya, to start talks with separatist leaders, and the Executive Director of the Network of Human Rights Defenders in Central Africa, REDA, calls on the Cameroon government to release separatist leaders Sisiku Ayuktabe and the 9 others, and of course 1,500 Anglophones detained in connection to the Anglophone crisis, and also to call for a ceasefire in the 2 Anglophone regions of the Republic of Cameroon. And widespread condemnation continue rising to the sky over the Ngarbu incidents that left several persons dead in the Ndonga Mantung Division, northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. Those were our top stories. Widespread condemnation continue rising to the sky over the Ngarbu incident that left close to 30 persons dead, according to sources on the ground. And of course, condemnations are coming from all quarters, with accusing fingers pointing to the elements of the National Armed Forces and decrying the statement, or condemning the statement of the Minister of Defense, or the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of Defense, Joseph Betty Samo, that attributes it to an unfortunate incident and collateral damages that came as a result of military operation and battle with separatist fighters in the northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. Sources on the ground indicate that there was no battle between separatist fighters, and that many of the information published or disseminated in the communique of the Ministry of Defense are not true. Innocent as it has more.
While many were celebrating Valentine's Day, inhabitants of Ngarbu, Tumbo village in Do subdivision, Donga Mantung division of the northwest region, were being massacred by armed men. A disastrous consequence of the armed conflict in Anglophone regions between separatist fighters and government forces. Local sources note over 30 people were killed and burnt in their homes for unknown reasons by the armed men. A pregnant woman, babies and over 12 children were killed, including 8 allegedly from same family. The victims have been buried in mass graves in the locality. Barrister Agbobala, a human rights advocate, on Twitter writes, "Those responsible for this gruesome act must be brought to justice, with a stop to this culture of impunity and yes to accountability." Barrister Kiremuna regrets that killings have become the new normal in the 2 English-speaking regions. Ngarbu in the Ndonga Mantung division, suffering, death and killing are now the new normal. How did we get here, where human life no longer has any value? We must all now genuinely seek for peace before this country loses its soul. I pray for all these innocent victims. Barrister Ayapola Bine on his Facebook page writes, "Now there are 2 parties to the Anglophone war, the military and the Amber Boys. If Amber Boys do not burn houses and villages, then it admits of no further contention as to who burnt the houses, together with human beings, including women, children and a pregnant woman at Ngarbu on February 14th, 2020. To Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, an entrepreneur, political figure, and the elite of Donga Mantung division, until Cameroonians turn to God in this nation, they shall have more trauma in all shades and colors, because where there is no wisdom, death resides. It is the question of taking turns, and in this dogs of war era, Sometimes the hunter becomes the hunted. Human wisdom and jungle justice is deceitful, and those that live by the sword die by the sword. The Cameroon Renaissance Movement, in a communique published Saturday, says these are undoubtedly criminal acts orchestrated by individuals who harbor an ignominious genocidal project. CRM in the release says it condemns the atrocities and holds the military and the Yaoundé regime responsible. The Camtos Party extends condolences to families touched and demands thorough investigation so that those identified to be directly responsible for these crimes are brought to justice, with hope such inhumane acts never reoccur. The UN that announced sending a fact-finding mission regarding the massacre also ordered government to thoroughly investigate. Governments in previous cases said the military in the English-speaking regions are very professional while executing their duties to restore peace and to protect lives and properties of civilians.
And the spokesperson of the United Nations Secretary General Stefan Dujarric has issued a release on the incident, and in the release he indicates that the Secretary General of the United Nations Organization, Antonio Guterres, is deeply concerned by the killing of civilians, children, and of course women in the locality of Ngarbu in the northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. The UN Secretary General calls on belligerents, all parties involved in the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, to refrain from all acts of violence, and he also reiterates readiness of the United Nations Organization to help Cameroon come out of troubled waters, notably in the northwest and in the southwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon. And the network of human rights defenders in Central Africa, REDAC, has called on the government of President Paul Biya to call for a ceasefire in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, and also to release the leaders of the separatist movement, Sisiku, Ayuktabe, and the other 9, and of course 1,500 persons detained in connection to the Anglophone crisis. Details with Smartjik and Gebre.
Gombe, the executive director for the Network of Human Rights in Central Africa, during a press conference held in Douala, says the government of Cameroon keeps feeding the population with wrong facts as far as killings, burning of houses, and destruction of properties are concerned.
You remember the 2 women and 2 babies murdered at Mayot-Sanaga in the far north. An investigation had been launched at 7 soldiers, including 1 captain, appeared before the military tribunal, but by 100 bolts since December 16. The military tribunal is, in its collegiality, decided to go behind closed doors, leaving us in total amazement.
To Barrister Liscom, the recent communique released by the Ministry of Defense is not concrete, as they are trying to play the defensive role. To her, what they need to do is to ask for forgiveness.
En somme, dans le communiqué officiel du ministère.
The official communique released by the Ministry of Defense acknowledges that persons were killed and that the army is responsible. But what they don't want to affirm is that it was an intentional act. We are tired of them always playing the defensive role. When children are being killed, what explanation can they really give? What we are waiting for is for them to ask for pardon, which I know they wouldn't.
Ce qu'on attend, c'est un vrai pardon. Aplati, bavant, plat-vent. Je sais que nous ne l'aurons pas.
According to Maximilian Gombe, the President of the Republic should declare a ceasefire in the northwest and southwest regions.
We appeal to President Paul Biya urgently that the only path to success today is to show leadership by solemnly declaring a ceasefire in the northwest and southwest, freeing freely and simply Ayuk Tabe, his company, and 1,500 languishing in jails for healthy and thoroughly including negotiation of the claims on the people of the northwest and southwest of Cameroon.
The human rights defenders affirmed that if the government of Cameroon fails to carry out its duty, they will have no other choice than to use an independent commission so as to bring forth light with regards to the Garbu incident in the Dungamantum division, northwest region of Cameroon.
And 16 Roman Catholic bishops have urged President Paul Biya to open talks with separatist leaders in view of ending the 3-year-long socio-political and security crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon. And in an open letter to the President of the Republic of Cameroon, the bishops insist on the point that the Swiss-led mediation might be the way out of the current crisis. 2 African bishops from Nigeria and KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, alongside a host of others from Europe, are part of the signatories of the letter. Smanjikan Gabriel has more.
It is in response to the attack on the village of Ngambu and Tumbu in the northwest region of Cameroon that 16 bishops from across the world addressed an open letter to the President of the Republic, Paul Biya. The bishops in the letter stressed that they are not taking political sides in the disagreement, but are motivated about their concern for the suffering on the unarmed civilians and the stability and prosperity of Cameroon. The letter also notes that 2,000 people have died as a result of the conflicts. According to facts given by the letter on the attack in Du village, 22 people were killed, including 14 children and at least 1 pregnant woman, alongside houses that were burned down during the attack. The bishops in their letter stated no group is yet to claim responsibilities, while the bishops applauded previous efforts to negotiate a settlement held through the organization of the major dialogue that took place last year. The bishops are urging the Cameroon government to participate in the proposed Swiss-led peace talks aimed at ending the violence in Cameroon's northwest and southwest region. The letter was also copied to Pope Francis.
And I said earlier that the spokesperson of the United Nations Secretary General, Stefan Dujarric, has called for investigations into the matter, into the Ngarbu incident in the northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. In a letter published on behalf of the Secretary General of the United Nations Organization, Antonio Guterres, Stefan Dujarric calls on all parties involved in the crisis to refrain from violence, and talks about the United Nations readiness to help Cameroon out of troubled waters, notably in its Anglophone regions, the northwest and southwest regions of the country. For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
An official statement from the government of Cameroon was highly awaited by national and international opinion after the Ngarbu Tumbo killings, now referred to by many Cameroonians as Ngarbu massacre. When the government of Cameroon finally did, through the communication unit of the Ministry of Defense, the figures were downplayed to 5 civilians and 9 armed separatists, giving a total of 14 deaths, less than half the total of 35 given by some sources in Cameroon. The Ministry of Defense in Cameroon didn't deny the involvement of soldiers in Ngarbu on that Black Friday, but described the deaths of civilians as collateral consequences, a phrase that paradoxically instead angered opinion leaders in Cameroon. Akere Tambeng Muna went back to his social media account, stating, "One life lost is one life too many. It is not about numbers, but about humanity. Calling the loss of life simply collateral damage kills them a second time." Like Akere Tambeng Muna, Edith Kawala, president of the Cameroon People's Party and member of Stand Up for Cameroon, criticized.
The new mayors of the Limbe 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions in the southwest regions, in the southwest region of the country, and now known, they were elected today, as our reporter in Limbe, Davidson Maimo, indicates.
Compared to past elections of mayors, the 2020 election of mayors by elected councillors of Limbe 1, 2, 3, and Équinoxe did not produce any fireworks, as most predicted. The election was more of respecting instruction from top party officials, better still, towing party line. At Équinoxe, Tunde Lifanje Gabriel was re-elected by acclamation for a second mandate to head the Équinoxe municipality.
The confidence that they have renewed today shows a good sign of togetherness. So I hope that they're going to work together and for the interest of this municipality and the interest of Cameroon.
The next stop was Limbe 2 municipality, where the same scene repeated itself, but with a newcomer, Ndivewoka Daniel, replacing Donkang Molindo, who had served 2 mandates. The young and energetic chief of Bobende village is expected to bring in innovations for the development of Limbe 2 municipality.
I'm aware of the challenges of the population, like electricity, farm-to-market road, water, and so on and so forth. And we need to work towards that direction to make the living condition of our population better.
Then, at Limbe 3 municipality, Seke Diboti Luma had a smooth ride for a second mandate by acclamation equally. He is expected to continue with the vision he envisaged for Limbe 3 municipality.
Very, very happy for the mayors. I really needed them, and thank God, God has given us the mayors.
The last stop was at Limbe 1 municipality, where the government delegate to Limbe City Council, Motanga Andrew Monjimba, is a councillor. Here, it was more of formality, as the position of mayor, first and second deputy did not change, with 100% vote re-electing Ronanimboa Mokako as mayor.
Elections have passed. It is time for us to work hand in hand. Everybody should put hand on deck so that we can better improve the living conditions of our people in our municipality.
The calm, composed mood of the government delegate speak volume, as he might be eyeing something bigger than the post of the mayor. Due to instruction from top CPDM party officials, the elections of mayor and their deputies in Limbe 1, 2, 3, and Équinoxe permitted FACO Senior Divisional Officer Ngamba Emmanuel Odo in under 6 hours to go through 4 councils elections of their mayors.
Central Committee who have done and made everything easy today. It wouldn't have been what we were saying, but thanks to your effort and commitment, everything has been very easy. Thank you.
Though in some councils there was jubilation from some supporters, the euphoria and effervescence that usually characterized after voting of mayors was greatly absent.
In the southwest regional chieftain, David Mafani Namanke is the new mayor of the municipality, taking over from late Ekema Patrick Sunge in that municipality. He has said that he's going to work with his collaborators in order to provide solutions to the problems plaguing the municipality, notably problems of water, some streets that have no street lights, and of course other problems that are plaguing the municipality. And Tonge Lifanje Gabriel has been maintained as mayor of Équinoxe, still in the southwest region of the country, and Kongui Christopher Kang elected new mayor of Bangem municipality, while Bika Felix elected mayor of Bamenda 1, Peter Chinyu elected mayor of Bamenda 2, and Shefo Musa is now the new mayor of Kambe in the Ndonga Mantum division, still in the northwest region of Cameroon, and Martin Tanjong re-elected mayor of Tuba in the Mezam division, while Bamboye William Sowong elected as mayor of Mbiame in the Bui division, and Isa Balarabi Yusuf Marwa 1 mayor. And of course, this is the first phase of the election of mayors. The second phase is yet to come, and the election of the city mayors will take place on the 3rd of March 2019. Now we're going to talk about an issue, an information that has been circulating on the social media, indicating that a hospital in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, is dispensing medicine for the prevention of the coronavirus. And this information went viral on social media after 2 patients died in the Mbopi Baptist Hospital here in the country's economic capital, and there were suspicions that they might have died of cholera, but it is not yet confirmed. And from that incident, information went out circulating that the Mbopi Baptist Hospital is dispensing medicine to prevent the coronavirus. We have an official of the Mbopi Baptist Hospital with us here in the studio. Monju Anthony, you are the supervisor of the nursing aid department of the Mbopi Baptist Hospital. You're welcome.
Thank you.
What happened in the hospital before the 2 patients died?
Actually, that was on the 15th of this month at about 12:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. We received and admitted 3 patients with the history of diarrhea and vomiting. In the course of the day, 2 of them died, ages 38 and 40 years, female and male and female respectively. When we immediately informed the district medical officer of New Bed District Hospital, Health District, who came immediately with his team and took necessary precautions to prevent the spread of the disease, should it be that the cases who died from cholera. So the caregivers and the healthcare providers who took care of these patients were disinfected, and the 2 corpses were disinfected. And a prophylactic treatment was given to the staff as well as the caregivers. And then stool samples were collected from the 2 patients who died. For analysis to confirm or rule out cholera, because the stools were suspicious of cholera.
Well, what comes out of the analysis? Do we have the result already?
No. The samples were sent out of the city because they need to, it's an outbreak that has public health concerns. So we are awaiting the results, and the district medical officer's duty was just to ensure that the immediate interventions are taken to be able to treat, disinfect the homes of the deceased and the neighborhood, and then his responsibility is over. The duty, the person who has the sole responsibility to announce to the public if it turns out to be a cholera outbreak is the Minister of Public Health.
All right. That is still expected, notably the result of the analysis. What about the 3rd patient? What is the situation of the 3rd patient as of now?
The 3rd patient was referred to district hospital for better management because they have the means to take care of people who are suspected of cholera, and she's doing fine.
All right. Now, is the Mbopi Baptist Hospital dispensing medicine to prevent coronavirus?
That allegation came to us as a shock because the patients that came, the 2 patients that came, the 3 patients that came, none of them presented with any of the symptoms that all of us know that coronavirus is manifest with. And so when we got the news circulating that we were dispensing drugs to prevent coronavirus, that is a complete falsehood. And our Director of Health Services, Professor T. Pius, sent a disclaimer to the social media to that effect, that the measures that were taken in anticipation that it could be cholera and not coronavirus, because none of the cases that presented has anything linked to what we all know about coronavirus. So there is no suspicion about coronavirus in Cameroon or in Littoral as far as we know, and linked to the patient that died, none of them were suspected of coronavirus. So that information is false, and people should not rush to our hospital that they want preventive treatment for coronavirus, nor go to anybody to buy drugs to that effect.
Right, as of now, to the best of my knowledge, the only case of coronavirus in Africa was detected in Egypt, and in Cameroon we don't yet have any information of any case of coronavirus, not to talk of dispensing treatment or medicine to prevent coronavirus. Do you have a last word before we go? Do you have something else you want to share with us?
Yes, just to say that it is not every information that comes out from social media that we should consume. We need to make verification. Many people have sent calls to us to find out if that was true or not, and that is good. That is the reason why I'm here, to diffuse that kind of information.
All right, to dismiss that fake news. All right, thanks for coming. You are the head of the nursing department of the Mbopi Baptist Hospital. Monju Anthony, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
On to something else now. We'll talk sports. The draws of the 2020 African Nations Championship took place yesterday at the multipurpose sports complex in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. And in Group A, we have Cameroon, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Zimbabwe. In Group B, we have Morocco, Rwanda, Uganda, and Togo, Libya, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Niger are in Group C. And in Group D, Zambia, Guinea, and Namibia, and Tanzania. And this is where we end this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television. Thanks, dear viewers, for staying with us. Goodbye.